That's the good shit.
All right, so my goal was 5 minutes today, and I was in for 5. Definitely wanted to give up after 4. It was cold because the water was moving, and it's really cold water. But yeah, the cold plunges, every time I come back, it's like, just breathe. That's all they are, is sensations in your body. And yeah, this is such a great tool to learning to ground and just sit with yourself. So in this video today, I want to be sharing how I've been able to use cold plunges as a way to be able to change the patterns of running away and trying to escape some heavy, uncomfortable sensations in our body, and to start going deeper and being more present with those things and grounding them out, rather than just trying to run away from them. Yeah, so the first time I saw someone do a cold plunge, I was like, what the fuck? Like, why would anyone do this? That looks super uncomfortable, and I have no desire to do this. But I had a great friend that was just like, hey, just try this out. And the first time I did it, I was just like, I just like barely kind of sat down on the water and got out. And it kind of screamed like a little girl while I did it. And like, it was hilarious. Like, I couldn't even just sit in some cold water. But as I've like continued to go, I've learned that this is such a great, not only healing modality, but also like tool that you can use in all aspects of life. Because you have to sit there and you have to ground, and it's not comfortable. And there are so many health benefits, and there's so many things that, like, obviously, like recovery, muscle recovery, and like cell regeneration and boosting the immune system. But the one thing that keeps me coming back more and more is like this this muscle that I start to develop about learning how to sit with this uncomfortable sensation in my body that I don't want to experience. And that's really a big root of like reasons why I self-sabotage or do things that like obviously harm me, because like I'm trying to run away or try to escape from an uncomfortable situation or past trauma that I'm wanting to let go or whatever. And so as I've continued doing these cold plunges, like there's never been a day where I'm like, I don't feel resistance or some kind of like, I don't want to do this. And when I get there, like it's the same thing. It's like I feel this like fight or flight, and it's such a great tool because we experience that all the time in our lives, where things will trigger us, things will cause this need to fight or flight or whatever. And when you get in the water, you have to start breathing and learn to regulate that body, because you're going in this intense like fight or flight. And then if you can continue to just breathe and just sit with it, it becomes soft. And the more you can relax, like I used to just tighten up, and now it's like, okay, how can I practice getting softer and softer into this? And that like completely goes into other things I've seen in my life, where I started to become aware. I'm like, oh, this is uncomfortable, I don't want to do this. Okay, how do I relax into this? How do I breathe and sit with it? The more like we fight it, and the more we try to resist, the more we contract, and it becomes harder to deal with. And it can just start so simple. Like it can start in the shower for like 2 seconds, whatever, like that sensation, and try to relax into it and just feel it. Because I've noticed that pattern in my life where I'm just trying to run away or not feel it. Start with the shower, start with something simple, and try to relax into it. And I've noticed that when I continue to practice that, it gets easier and easier to relax into it. It's still hard, and I still resist every time, but it becomes such a great practice in your life. So,